Alright, let's take a moment and talk about the Battle of Saratoga since we did not get to do it justice in class. Uh, in the picture you see here, we've got the Continental Army in blue, we have the British over here in red, and the British Native American allies here. What's happening here is this guy, John Burgoyne, the British commander, is surrendering to the Americans, and this is a massive defeat. We'll talk about more in a minute. But again, it's important because it's going to be a major colonial victory. Here's an overhead planetary view of the colonies. We've got the northern colonies over here, southern colonies down here. And you may remember in Massachusetts where the revolution started, Lexington and Concord, Boston, uh, the British lost control of Boston, and they were having a lot of failures in the Massachusetts countryside. So what they decided to do is attempt to link up their forces in Canada with their forces in New York City and cut the colonies in half. So the southern colonies down here can't support the northern colonies, and vice versa. The north can't support the south. But right now, most of the fighting is taking place, or has been taking place, in the north and middle region. This is 1777 when they're executing this plan. Now, these are the notes for you to copy. Now, most of these you already heard me talk about as we were looking at the map. Uh, but as the British Army travels to unite with each other, particularly in New York, they don't have the advantages that they had hoped for. It was a really complicated maneuver. They were trying to combine three armies, if I remember correctly. Instead, one particular commander, John Burgoyne, you saw in the first picture, he ended up getting isolated, trapped in the woods, and surrounded. He had a pretty large army, over 8,000 men, but he couldn't resupply. He couldn't get out of the woods. He was moving very slowly. The Patriots were sabotaging the roads. They were knocking down trees to stop his army from moving. Anyway, he had no way to maneuver. So this is a huge battle, huge success, because remember, colonists lost most of their battles in the Revolutionary War. But this one's a big deal because it helps Ben Franklin convince the French to support the revolution. And the colonists just didn't have the navy, the extra soldiers, supplies, and money needed to keep this war going for years and years and years. But England's old enemy, France, is more than happy to see England struggling to keep her colonies in line, especially after France uh, lost their colonies in the French and Indian War. So this conflict in Europe between France and England is coming to play in New York in the American Revolution. Make sure you get these notes in your notes, and that's it for the Battle of Saratoga. Email me if you have any questions.